You know I'm right. Live, the 14th episode that we've done live here. Welcome everybody in. It's been a while since we've done a live show, but there was some great demand out there to address some things in the world going on here. Joe, first and foremost, happy April Fool's Day.
Happy April Fool's Day. It's been a good day. The weather here is really, really good. No April Fools in New York.
No April Fools. Of course, go check out our interview with Taylor Frankie Paul if you haven't already done so. Go ahead and subscribe to that. It's doing really well on Instagram, obviously. And, as always, when it comes to booking guests on April 1st, no one does better than VJ.
No, absolutely not. Couldn't agree more.
All right, so we'll see how many live guests we get here. Obviously, this is a big topic of conversation, so SEO-wise, we should do pretty well on the back end of things. So let's talk right now, Joe. We're going to talk a little Summer House. And this is something that you maybe know a little bit about because, well, we've had Carl on the podcast a few times, right? So
yes, we have.
Summer House. So obviously, you and Carl have a bit of a friendship, a bit of a relationship. So let me break this down for you here, Joe, because you, I guess, were living under a rock, and you have no idea what happened with the Summer House first. So to break it down for you here, like I'm talking to someone who's never seen this before, on the show, right? Kyle and Amanda, they're married, okay? On the show, there's these two people, West, who's a sports reporter, and Ciara, and they dated 2 years ago. Brief, whatever. A few months ago, Kyle and Amanda separated. They're still married. And now it came out, there was some rumblings over the weekend, but it came out yesterday now that Amanda is with West. So they're mingling. So
there's
how do you
what we call this. That? What we call this is cross pollination, right? That's right. For the polite way to put it.
Yeah. So what are your thoughts? What if you were in that scenario? Which person would you be in that scenario?
I mean, that's a good question. I mean, considering the fact that we have communications and media oriented backgrounds, maybe I'm the sports reporter. Now, you watch Summer House a little more than I do.
So that means you're the guy that's now mingling with your friend's wife.
Well, so okay. So explain this to me a little more. Was this a true cheating scenario, or were both?
There's no cheating.
There's no cheating, right?
There's no cheating. So set A. Okay, this is Kyle, who's the star of the show, best friends with Carl.
Right.
And Amanda.
That I knew. Yep.
They're married. Carl officiated their wedding. They.
Okay. Okay.
They have recently separated in the past 2-3 months, right? Still married though, but they're separated for now.
Okay.
And then the other pair, they had a little 5-6 week fling back in 2024, which didn't end so well because the guy West, he ended up being a bit of a jerk. And once the show came out, he wanted to be single and have everything that came with the fame. So now that guy West is with the girl Amanda.
Right.
So I think they're crossing a line.
Yeah, I was going to say, this sounds like they're crossing a line. And again, you don't know what goes on behind closed doors. It seems like in a scenario like this, everyone likes to operate in true black and white, right? But it seems like there's a little gray area here. What I need to know is, what was the relationship like with Amanda and West before this information was publicized? That's I think the key, piece of evidence that we're missing here, right? Do you agree with that?
Well, I mean, they were friends, right? So it's interesting is the Summer House.
They say friends,
Summer
right?
House is airing right now, so you could see. So my vantage point, Amanda had no interest in her husband. She was like, "Get away from me! I don't want this." I don't want. I'm not. He was like, why don't we spend some time together? She didn't want it. Last week he ended up like saying "f you" to Amanda, so that didn't look great. But she clearly had no interest in my vantage point of her husband. And then last week Wes consoled her, but yeah, then they put out some statement yesterday.
So Kyle and Amanda were married for a couple of years, right?
Like 3 years. Yeah, three
Okay,
years.
3 years. Okay, so I'm reading 4 years. Okay. So what we also need to know in that period of time, right, is when was there dissension, right, in the marriage? When did it
Yeah.
start?
I
Did
would
they
say
make a
this,
mistake
as
at
a
the
viewer, the
altar?
dissension started before they even got married. They should never got married.
Right. Yeah, so I mean, again, one of the most important decisions you're ever going to make is who you are going to marry, because life is full of ups and downs, peaks and valleys, as we know. Well, as you know, I'm not married, which benefits the show, I think. But but again, what we need to know is, again, when did it start? Did they really truly feel like they made a mistake years ago? And if they made a mistake years ago, then I don't absolve Amanda here of all blame, right? Because that means that she must have had wandering eyes, and that maybe she always had a wandering eye to Wes. Now, again, people are very friendly, right? Even if within the confines of marriage, right? Even if you're just with somebody and engaged with somebody, there's a difference between being friendly and friendly, right? Or friendly flirty, however you want to describe it. So again, we don't know what goes on behind closed doors. The season is airing now, but what I need to know is I need concrete evidence of what the dynamic was like between the both of them before all of this started getting publicized, before the Amanda and Kyle, right before all that started coming out, that they were splitting up, and that everything wasn't as great as was I guess from the outside perspective. Yeah, so there are a couple pieces of information here that I'm missing that I would like to know.
All right, so we'll see what happens. They actually already filmed a spinoff show called In the City. So that's going to air next, and we're going to see Kyle and Amanda's marriage continue to go downhill.
So it seems like they're milking the drama of the split for. I don't love that. It's, again, if you get married, right? I guess it's one decision where if both parties agree, where you want your marriage, out there, and you don't mind the cameras and all that. And we see this with a lot of the reality TV shows that we cover, the Bravo shows and all that. If you're perfectly okay with that, and you find strength in your husband and your wife, and you guys are comfortable doing that, by all means, go ahead. I'm not stopping anybody. But it seems like there's something here that we're not missing, and I don't like the fact that they're using the drama here as a means of monetizing it.
Well, in my opinion, Amanda only stayed with Kyle because he cheated on her like 8 years ago or something, just because she needed a meal ticket to stay on the show to get all these brands and stuff. But
was this before they got married?
Yeah, years before.
So I was going to say
it was never going to work out.
It was a faulty foundation.
But we could talk about that for days. But listen, I think Kyle was looking really bad through the season, but now he's got a new lease on life because of his friend is dating his wife. So I'm going to show you. There was an interview with him today. I'll give you a look. We'll show this, Joe, and you could let me know your thoughts after. So let me make sure I could share this here, and we'll get your thoughts. Let's see. All right, here we go. All right, so there you see, you saw that, Joe. So he's very mild mannered, but you factor in Dave Portnoy into this, who's saying he knew this was going on since February. So this is becoming a major storyline. I hope you were able to see. I hope everyone was able to see that. Seems like you weren't able to see it, Joe, but
Yeah, because I'm in the live.
Maybe, but hopefully hear it. So we're listening to. I hope you could hear it at least. But he didn't know anything about this. He's saying until recently. But yeah, so poor Kyle. We wish him well, I guess. The question is now: do you think this will lead to the cancellation of the show?
Well, this is a point that you have brought up. I think in the interview, the second interview that we may have done with Carl. About restructuring the show and kind of bringing in a newer, fresh group of people to cast. Now, again, that's depending on your perspective. I don't know because again, it's one of the more popular shows that they have, right? And as all the drama proves, this still brings in eyeballs. Unfortunately, that's the world that we live in now. No, so I wouldn't say no. And again, they're working on a spinoff already. But it seems as if, again, for some people, they love this stuff, right? Absolutely love this. For some people, I could see why they would be turned off. And what I really want to know is also, what do other people think about Ciara's role in this, right? Because she started following everybody. So it seems like she's really, I guess, down about this or heard about this, right? Again, I don't know if there have been interviews with her that we've been able to see. So I would like to get her perspective on this as well.
We'll see how it all plays out. They usually start filming this right around your birthday, Joe, July 4th. So
that's right. They go off in the summer.
I think you put the four of them in the house together, make them live together, because that's what the TV is going to be all about. But maybe someone might say no. I don't know, but we'll see how it shakes out. But the spinoff's already filmed, but now it'll be interesting to see how people watch it, knowing what we know now. But Amanda may have Taylor Frankie Paul the show, which means got it paused or canceled. Let's talk about that. Did Taylor Frankie Paul kill the Bachelorette for good, Joe? Are you up to date on everything that would happen?
Yes.
Did you watch the videos?
I saw that. I watched the videos. Unfortunately, what is that expression? Sometimes if you give somebody enough rope, right, they'll hang themselves. Yeah. In this case, I think that's exactly what happened. The timing of this could not have been worse. And, I don't have to reiterate what we've seen, but it seems like ABC has lost a tremendous, not only a tremendous amount of money on this in terms of not being able to air it.
The season was filmed. It was going to air in like 3 days, and they pulled the plug.
But it's also a reputation thing here, because now people are going to start to look at this and say, okay, when we're deciding and making the final decision on who to cast for this show, did you not do your homework? Because this seems like
for 2023. It was out there.
I know it's been out there, and listen. People could say, "Oh, we didn't see the video. Oh, we didn't know it existed." Let me ask you a question, Nick. Do you believe that? Because I don't. I wasn't born yesterday.
Yeah,
there's no way of knowing for sure, but it seems like this is probably been floating out there.
You could have checked. They
took a chance.
You could have checked police reports. Maybe you didn't see the video, but.
Right.
LexisNexis or whatever that thing is, you could do the search.
That's right.
Because it's for 2023. So now this girl, Taylor, I don't know if you saw any of the Mormon Wives, but I don't know what the major appeal is with her.
I was going to say that wasn't a great casting choice anyway.
Yeah, and she's very controversial on her show, which is now on pause, as she let us know in our YouTube short today. So what do you think? Is this the end of the Bachelor franchise? Because I think it's time. I mean, they've been doing this for over 20 years now. No Chris Harrison, Jesse Palmer took over, and it's kind of really lost some steam the last 4 years, I think.
I don't think it's taking a nosedive. But again, this is about a reputation thing. And something like this absolutely destroys the reputation of a show. And a lot of people still enjoy the show. I think if it's going to work now moving forward, I think because we live in a world on the internet where so many people can Google us, right? Yeah. And people may find something that they may not like about you or me or anybody else for that matter, right? So what I think we need to do is I think The Bachelor and the Bachelorette series needs a wholesome twist. You
Yeah.
need to find people who don't necessarily care about the glitz and the glamour of being on reality TV, but they're not so, they're okay with having their lives out there, but they're not really doing this because they want to be a part of the series and the success
You
of the
want to actually
series.
find love.
Right. They want to
That's
actually.
something else to consider. All these guys that went on the show, literally, just for clout, and now the show's not even going to air, and they have all these non-compete clauses.
We need to get the cloud out of these programming.
Sucks for them.
Again, I don't think you need to go so far in one direction where it's like overly like that. But again, find people who are like, something,
like
I'm in my late 20s. I'm in my early 30s. I've been in a relationship or two that didn't work out. I haven't really found the one yet. I have no problem putting myself out there. And, let's see where it goes. Those are the kinds of people I think that you have to find for this kind of show moving forward.
Yeah. Or like if you do a twist, why don't you do like a girl who's like bisexual and you do like 12 men and 12 women? Wouldn't that be a great twist?
I actually love that idea. That's good.
I don't know if it would work on ABC, but
I don't know if that would work on ABC, but I think
that would be something different, right?
Yeah, that's honestly conceptual. That's a great idea.
Yeah, give me someone you'd like to see be the Bachelor or Bachelorette.
Besides me?
Oh, you could for sure. But I guess we'll go into the sphere of, now that they're plucking Taylor from another show. So take somebody from another show.
You know what? If we're gonna go in that direction, got to go with our boy Paulie. I think he would make great TV.
Paulie could be the bisexual Bachelor.
I was gonna say I think it would be great because. Again, like we would have to talk to him and be like, listen, we think you're very entertaining. He's been full throttle on competition shows, trying to win a competition show, and I still think that's going to happen for him. But we love him. He's a charming guy. He's a lot of fun. He's been in a situation where he's been in a couple of relationships that haven't necessarily worked out. I think the age range is perfect for him. I think being on a show like this, where again you have multiple suitors. Again, and he's very outspoken about that, two different genders here, a set of 10 or 12. I think it could work for him. I think he would be able to find love on a show like this. I also think he would make great entertainment because a lot of this too is you want to film entertaining segments where you go back with family or you do some adventurous things, some thrilling things. And I feel like he has that element in his personality that would make for great TV for this.
All right, my pick's going to be Zach Wilson, former Jets quarterback.
Wilson.
Jesse Palmer was the Bachelor, right? So
he was. I think Zach Wilson may be skewing with some of the older crowd.
Bachelorette, I know you don't watch Traders, but Maura Higgins is rumored. She'd be perfect.
Okay. I know who she is, though.
All right, well, lots going on, but I think for now they're going to stick a fork in it with the show, and maybe they'll try to come back next year, but it's gonna have to deliver. They're gonna have to really deliver ratings wise.
It needs a fresh coat of paint. It's exactly what it needs.
Yeah, I think it needs some Staten Islanders on there to really give it some good personality.
That's right.
All right, well, that's gonna do it here for this show. We've had a bunch of people coming in and out, so. Thank everybody for tuning in live. Obviously, we're hoping for some big numbers after the show is up there, thanks to SEO. Looks like Big Brother Spoilers was watching the show.
Shout out, Josh. We love you.
Good thing for that. And one last thing, we'll just give a shout out to our guy who's having some troubles here, Tucker DeLorean. He can't get his Instagram back. So if anybody's out there that has Instagram, I don't know did you see his tweets today, Joe?
I did not.
So basically he tweeted that he made a new Instagram in the interim, and then he made one post and somebody reported him, and then he got shut down again. This guy is losing out on some money here.
I don't know. There's a group of people who have it out for him, and they're probably the group of people who are monitoring this and going in and doing all that. We hope he's back on Instagram soon. I don't know if he's going to get his old account back, which absolutely sucks, but he's still a force. He's still a presence. He's not going anywhere. He's going to be on your TV screens or your
Yeah,
streaming
he's a true
services.
survivor. That's for
Yep.
sure. I don't know why he's
Nice.
not on the challenge, but you know,
Because they're afraid of him.
Nobody asked me. I could cast a good cast for any show.
Well, we know some of the behind the scenes politics when it comes to casting for some of these shows. In terms of getting Tucker, I think he's a perfect fit for the challenge and maybe even a better fit for Survivor. He's already done Big Brother. He's already done The Amazing Race. I think it's time for him to complete the trifecta.
We'll see. All right, that's going to do it here for this episode of You Know I'm Right Live. For Joe Calabrese, I'm Nick Durst. Thank you for watching. You Know I'm Right.